How long you been married? I see the girls in the club, they getting wild from.
The 1980 United States hockey team was a miracle. Francesa and Russo getting back together was not that great. MG and the BOD, epic.
Welcome.
How are you?
It's good to see you, Joe.
Season 2.
It's good to see you.
This is fantastic stuff.
Fantastic. We're sorry we left you.
There was just so much.
Sometimes life gets in the way.
Yeah, and it's sad, but the email response to Twitter was just going off too many notifications.
Demanding our comeback.
It's disgusting how much happiness we brought to everybody's life.
So that's why we're here.
And let's get right into it, because I'm too excited.
Let's get right into it,
I'm going to give you 3 segments today. Going to go over the NFL draft quarterback situation, a little linebacker situation, and then some sleepers and studs that MG and the BOD like. So, Matt, I'm going to turn it to you, and I'm going to ask you, what are your thoughts on the first 2 picks of this year's draft, Jared Goff and Carson Wentz?
Well, all right. I'm gonna start off by saying this: Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, I think they're decent quarterbacks. I think they could maybe succeed in the NFL. Would I have given up my entire next 2 years of picks, basically selling myself for a chance of landing an Andrew Luck or a superstar quarterback, which I don't think these guys are? I wouldn't have done it.
Okay.
I think as the experts have said and as everybody has said, I think Jared Goff is pro ready. I think he's going to stumble like every rookie has and in the past. He's not going to come out like a Ben Roethlisberger or Andrew Luck, and dominate his rookie year. I do not believe that. I do think though Carson Wentz is the better prospect. I think he's a better quarterback than Jared Goff. Ultimately though, I do not think they are the franchise type quarterback.
Let me follow up with this. If they're not amongst the Lucks and the Rodgers, let's say 3 or 4 years from now, and they end up as the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, does the trade make sense to you from a value point of view?
Are you asking me if they end up as a top 10?
Top 10.
Absolutely.
Then it makes sense. It's worth it.
Absolutely.
And you think Wentz has more potential to do that than Goff?
Yeah, but that's more of a project.
Which is fair. But
I think, obviously they signed Sam Bradford, which I don't know, to a ridiculous contract.
Too much money.
Absolutely ridiculous
Absurd.
contract. So he's going to start this year because
Right.
they can't afford to put that money on the bench.
I agree with you.
So he's going to start. I think Carson Wentz is more of a 2 to 3 year project, and I ultimately think he'll be better than Goff. Goff is obviously he's going to be plugged in there from day one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the price that they paid to jump up there, both the Eagles and the Rams, me personally, if I was running that organization, I wouldn't have jumped up for these 2 guys. I understand why they did, because everybody needs a franchise quarterback. I get it. And they were the 2 best in the class.
By far.
Albeit a weak class.
Definitely. That's a very good, valid point. I agree with everything you said. I actually would also take Wentz over Goff long term, but for the now, it's Goff.
For the now. He is pro ready.
I know nobody knows
with
what
a
they'll
fantastic
turn into.
coach.
Yeah, oh yeah. Wonderful. We always like them.
We're big Fisher guys.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Now, speaking on taking a chance on people, because I think Goff and Wentz were a chance, but these 2 chances came in round 2. Now, Miles Jack fell. He was a top 5 prospect.
No doubt.
In a lot of
about it.
mocks, he went to the Jaguars. In a lot of mocks, he did end up on the Jaguars.
Yes.
But also in round 2.
That's correct.
Now, Miles Jack fell because of his knee issues. So I'm going to ask you, Miles Jack, do you feel that his fall was substantiated? And also, a surprise pick that surprised me because I thought he was going to go way later. I know he's one of your favorites from ND, from Notre Dame. Jalen Smith, I felt great for this kid. I really did. You saw the joy and the happiness in his eyes. The guy was crying. It was pure joy that he got drafted. But Jerry Jones took a chance on him. That's a high pick to take a chance on somebody who a lot of teams didn't even have on their board because of a devastating knee injury.
Well, here's my take on it. I mean, we'll start off with Miles Jack. Miles Jack is a do-it-all linebacker and a freak athlete. I mean, he automatically steps into the league as one of the better athletes and better football players in the NFL.
I think he's a phenomenal athlete.
Because he could do everything. He could even line him up in the box as a safety, linebacker, and God forbid you need a running back because of injuries. He's there for you too. He covers sideline to sideline, plays great against tight ends, and he is a pure open field tackler. One-on-one, you take Jack all day long. The knee, he should have kept his mouth shut before the draft.
Do you think it'll hold up?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Modern medicine has changed the world. Okay, injuries are not once what they were. We have to take a chance, believe in these kids, believe in the youth, believe in the doctors, and Jacksonville got unbelievable value.
Unbelievable value, yes.
Moving forward, Jalen Smith, I mean, the kid got hurt in his last collegiate game ever by another former first-round pick, Taylor Decker, this past year, and it's a shame. Now, the main question here is the nerve damage. Will it subside throughout his career, or will it only get worse and more in-depth? Apparently, you're right, and nobody knows that because it's his body.
We might play one on YouTube.
We tried.
Not doctors.
We failed.
We failed.
We failed. Jalen Smith is another complete linebacker. Covers tight ends, run tackling. He is surefire, can't miss. Another open field guy. And what you like about him is that he can play zone, he can play man, he can play all over the field if you need him to. He was a 5-star prospect coming out of high school. Continuously started as a freshman. Sophomore year got better. Junior year was absolutely unbelievable. He put great tape on the field. I'm praying that his knee does hold up and there's no nerve damage, because Dallas just got a stud and made their defense very, very good.
If he doesn't ever have that knee injury, where does he get drafted?
He's a top 5 pick.
Okay, I agree. By the way, I agree. By the way, but round 2 is way too early to take that chance.
I thought so.
Okay,
I thought so, because you're not on that take a chance
ahead
area.
Of Miles Jack also.
Right. You're not in that take a chance yet area. 3rd round, 4th round, I get. 2nd round, you're plugging this kid into play.
Agreed.
That means that your doctors told you he's playing off the bat.
Agreed.
So I hope that both of their knees turn out well. They have great careers because they're 2 great players, and I think that Jacksonville and Dallas got great picks and people.
Overall, let me just get this out of the way. Overall, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, I mean, go buy your green and teal or teal and black jerseys, because they are
up and coming.
They are up and coming.
Yeah.
I thought
Great
hands
draft.
down they had the best draft.
Great draft they had. They're going to be scary with that offense, and Gus Bradley pretty much
Oh my God.
fighting for another contract this year because he's a contract year coach. You never know what could happen. Let's get into segment 3. What do you say?
Let's go into segment 3. We went over. Basically the last 4 guys we talked about are all question marks.
Right.
Miles Jack, Jalen Smith, Goff, and Wentz. To me, they're all question marks. Let's get into the studs.
Okay.
Who had the pick that you said?
You applauded it.
You applauded. You stood up and you applauded it.
Well, I'm going to start this off first, and I absolutely love the Bengals' first-round pick, William Jackson III. He's got great feet. He opens up his hips. He covers the sideline to the middle of the field beautifully. And when you think he's beat, he's not. His recovery speed is absolutely fantastic. Typical cornerbacks can't catch the ball. He can catch the ball. He's a well-rounded cornerback. I love the pick for the Bengals. I love how they stack up on defense. I don't care that it's a passing league. Defense wins, and Cincinnati will once again have another dominating defense.
They always seem to draft good corners.
Always.
Yeah.
Jay Kirkpatrick, they're just good at that position every year.
Well, I'm going to stand on the defensive side of the ball for my first stud. And it goes to the number 14, the Oakland Raiders. They drafted out of West Virginia, Carl Joseph.
Yes.
I think he is a monster.
Yes, absolutely.
An absolute monster. 5'10", 205. Earl Thomas clone, or maybe a poorer version of Earl Thomas, because I don't want to put him on that pedestal yet. But I think he can eventually get to that level. And I think, we said Jacksonville is an up-and-coming team. The Oakland Raiders are an up-and-coming team
Absolutely.
also. They had another very good draft.
Good foundation there.
They had a good offseason. They had a good draft. Carl Joseph, I think he comes in and he immediately contributes to that defense.
Carl Joseph is going to have some of the highlight plays this year with his aggressiveness on defense.
Agreed.
He will be on ESPN a lot.
I'm going to stay on the defense. Let me grab this.
Go ahead.
For our New York fans out there.
Go ahead.
All right. Darren Lee from Ohio State. I absolutely love this pick. Number 20, he went to the Jets. This guy is all over the field. He's a speed linebacker. He goes sideline to sideline like nobody I've ever seen. I'm not kidding you. At Ohio State, notoriously has a good defense. He stood out to me when I watched Ohio State games. This guy is, again, going to step into this Jets defense and immediately help them. I thought it was a hands-down, bar none, phenomenal pick.
Absolutely agreed. You're going to get consistency there with him. And you're not going to have to worry about the position for 10 years.
Agreed.
I love it. My second stud I happen to like Josh Doxson, who went to the Washington Redskins. I think this is a great spot for him with Kirk Cousins.
But it's the Redskins.
It is.
Okay.
It is. But look at the progression that Cousins has made. Right?
Does he? I know they didn't give him the contract. They tagged him this year. But does he make that next step?
Well, if he doesn't, he's not getting paid. So
was
for that
this an
matter,
anomaly? Is what I'm asking.
I don't think so. I think you'll see a regression, but I think you'll see consistency,
Okay.
especially with another weapon. Not to mention you got an aging Deshaun Jackson who, I know he had
He's
a
never
pretty
on the
good
field.
year,
He's
but he
never
just
on the
gets
field
hurt too
anymore.
much
He's
for
never
me.
on the field anymore.
Doxson 6'3", he's a red zone threat. He could run down the field, and he's a pretty good route runner. He's not like a Will Fuller, who's just a 9-fly guy. This guy can run routes, and he's a sure-handed receiver, who I like a lot. I think the Redskins made a good pick there.
I did agree with that. I do like that pick also.
My next one, to round out the studs for this group until you go, this was not the sexy pick. This may have been the best pick in the first round, because you will get an all-pro for at least 6 out of the next 10 years, if not a Pro Bowl guy. Ryan Kelly to the Colts. This is Peyton Manning, Jeff Saturday 2.0. Solid, smart, reliable. He knows the blocking scheme. He is going to be such a great pro.
Hey, Jim Irsay, you finally got somebody to protect your franchise quarterback.
Took him long enough.
I could not agree with you more that this might have been the best pick in the first round. You have Andrew Luck back there, who plays through injury, is one of the toughest quarterbacks I've ever seen. And last year, the injuries caught up to him to a point where the guy was playing with like a broken rib.
I mean, let's be honest for a second. Luck is going to get an NFL-breaking contract. It's going to be history-making.
I agree. And I would
Finally.
if I had enough money, I'd give it to him.
Of course you would.
I'm sure he's not going to take my offer though of 2 Snickers and a Corona.
I was going to offer him Pop Rocks and a Tootsie Roll Pop, so we're in the same boat right there. But Ryan Kelly, protect Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck, just enjoy your time with this guy. He's solid all around.
Phenomenal pick. I agree with you. Let me round out the studs here. The New York Football Giants.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. This came in round 2, and I think it's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
Sterling Shepard, wide receiver from Oklahoma. You get somebody to complement Odell on the other side. The double teams they can't cover everybody on the field. Sterling Shepard can stretch the field. He's a speed receiver. He can catch the ball. He's a great complement to Odell Beckham. He really is. And to me, the Giants have been searching for this. Victor Cruz, he's a little unhealthy.
They're looking for a complimentary receiver.
They've been searching for this compliment. Ruben Randall, not the answer.
Ramsey's Barden, not the answer.
They go on and on, and they keep trying to make these picks that complement their best player, which is Odell. And I think they actually hit the nail on the head.
Can I ask you a follow-up question right now?
It depends.
Let's say Victor Cruz doesn't play week 1. Still not healthy, and Sterling Shepard is opposite Odell Beckham. Over, under on the year. 80 catches for Sterling Shepard.
Over.
I agree.
Over.
I 100% agree.
In that offense, now McAdoo has the reins now.
This is Randall Cobb.
It's a great. That's a good comparison, by the way. It's a great pick for the New York Giants.
Agreed.
It really is, and
Agreed.
it's only going to help Odell. We do the show to help you in fantasy, mostly in fantasy, and also in life. Maybe like a couple life lessons here and there.
Always.
But it's only going to help Odell Beckham.
I totally agree.
It's only going to help him.
I
And
totally
I'm
agree.
going to say Sterling Shepard is going to be a popular pick too.
Big time.
If you're in a dynasty league or a keeper league, this is a guy to.
If you want to reach for him in the back end 4, early 5, maybe depending on your league settings, see how the draft is going. This guy
He's gonna get
is
the catches.
reliable. I agree. Let's move on to the sleepers. You want to start this off for you?
All right, I'll start off the sleepers here. This is again, who knows? We're throwing darts.
It's a coin
We're
flip.
throwing darts at boards,
Yeah.
We're not GMs.
No.
Although
Well,
we should be.
We should be.
We
That's
should
easy.
be.
There are a couple GMs who should not have jobs.
Well, that's very true. My first sleeper is another one of your boys.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Comes from Notre Dame.
Bing bang boom.
Running back C.J. Procise.
You said it right.
I said it right.
Mazel.
Took me a while to pronounce his name.
Yes.
I'm just could have called him CJP.
That's it.
CJP. That's gonna
catch. I feel.
So C.J. Procise goes to the Seattle Seahawks. They lose Marshawn Lynch. The guy finally decides to retire, which I think rightfully so.
Agreed.
What more does he have to prove?
Nothing.
The guy has back injuries. It was right for him to leave.
Agreed.
C.J. Procise steps in. They don't really have a running back. They have Rawls, who I like extremely for fantasy, but he had a pretty nasty injury last year. So who knows if he comes back from that injury? They're back and forth with Christine Michael. Now they're back with Christine Michael. They can't get rid of this guy.
It's amazing.
He's like a bad ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
That just keeps coming back.
And you don't want that.
And you don't want him.
Like you report that user.
And, you
And you try to block
in,
him, but you can't.
Exactly. Yeah, like Russell Wilson probably walks into like the Seattle like facility. And he's like, "Oh my God, see Michael's back.
You're back.
You're back again.
Why?
Well,
Why?
I don't think Michael's the answer.
If you could just hand the ball to Christian Michael and tell him to run, he's good. But he has no concept of an offense.
Yeah.
Zero.
He's
CJ
not that smart.
Prosise was a great pick by you, I think. Because he could be a lead back there, but they're not going to need him to be if Rawls stays healthy.
I think this is Rawls' year. I do. But again, if Rawls slips up or if he goes down with injury, I think Prosise is going to get a chance.
I agree. I'm going to go with my first one, Andrew Billings. A lot of mocks that you may have read saw him in round 1, some in round 2. This kid fell to the 4th round to the Cincinnati Bengals because he's only a 1 and 2 down type of defensive tackle. Who cares? The guy's a playmaker. He's fast, he's aggressive, he has unbelievable hands. You need somebody to get to the quarterback on every down, essentially.
Agreed.
What's the problem? This was an absolute steal. The guy is a stud. He should have been taken in the back end one early, too. He falls to the 4th round. The rich get richer. The Bengals are just, again, this is Geno Atkins 2.0. If he can learn to play that 3rd down role like Geno eventually did, could be the steal of the draft.
But the Bengals ultimately will lose in the playoffs.
Right, because they don't win in there.
Yeah, but that's right. I agree with you.
They'll get there.
They'll get there.
But they'll lose.
They'll run the table in the regular season,
Right.
and then just lose in the
Right.
postseason.
But it still was a good pick that late.
I agree with your sleeper there.
Okay.
I love it.
Next one for me, Penn State product. I love these kids because nobody ever talks about it. The guy walked on, he's 6'7", 290, just, he's a picture frame. You just look at me like, wow, guy looks good.
Like you,
Except, like, what do you think I am, like 6'1", 6'2"?
5'8".
Yep, I'll take that, actually. I'll take that. Carl Nassib, Penn State, defensive end, round 3 to the Brownies. AFC North had a very good draft class, I'd say. Carl Nassib is just, his motor doesn't stop.
Brother of
Ryan,
who
should have been a Bill.
should have been a Buffalo Bill,
But he wasn't.
But his own coach didn't.
We digress yet
Okay.
again.
Sorry.
Carl Nassib, he will be a great role player for you, eventually moving up to a starter. You'll get pure production out of him and won't have to worry about one side of your defense for a couple of years, barring any injuries. But this kid just does it all from the defensive end position. I really like him.
I told you before, I love that pick also.
Yep.
Great pick. Braxton Miller, my second sleeper.
Okay.
Converted quarterback from Ohio State, as you people know. Taken in round 3 by the Texans. Now, do I think he's going to jump on the field and be a playmaker like he was in Ohio State? No, I don't. I think he can work his way up there. And I think with DeAndre Hopkins on the other side, again, it goes back to the Odell Beckham. You know, when you have so many playmakers on a field, you can't guard them all. So if you put a playmaker on the field, like Braxton Miller is, which you have to agree is a playmaker.
He is certainly. The ball in his hand, he makes moves.
Convert him to a wide receiver. They can put him anywhere.
Agreed.
The guy's going to make plays. I think he's going to succeed in Bill O'Brien's offense.
Fair enough. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
I think it's more of a 2 to 3 year wait and see. I don't think you target him in fantasy leagues. You know, they also have Jalen Strong, who they drafted last year
From Arizona State.
Who I think Jalen Strong last year was one of the best receivers in the class.
Mm-hmm.
I think he takes a step forward this year, Jalen Strong, and I think he complements Hopkins.
He's a grade 3 with the potential to move up to a 2.
Agreed.
So we like that.
He's somebody I'd throw in the slot. How do you guard it?
Fair enough.
My third sleeper is the little-known Tyler Higbee. Now, he's from Western Kentucky. He was taken in round 4 by our boy, Jeff Fisher.
Yes.
He's 6'6", 249. This guy was projected to be one of the top tight ends in the class. Now, he fell because of off-the-field issues. He fell because of injuries. But he was a former wide receiver, and there's no doubt in his playmaking ability. I think if he stays healthy, again, this is a deep sleeper. This isn't somebody who's going to come on the field and dominate. I think Tyler Higbee is going to make a name for himself as a starting tight end of the St. Louis Rams.
They lost Jared Cook. The pick makes sense. They need as much help for Jared Goff as they can. Right?
I agree.
So let's
and
give
he's a
the kid
playmaker
shot.
now.
Let's
He was a
give the kid
former
a
wide
shot.
receiver. You know, when you line up at tight end and you're a former wide receiver, you got some speed to you.
You have some athletic ability.
That's a better way to put it.
I like that pick very much. Now, my last sleeper, you know, if you have any type of cable, you got those weird channels, right, that you don't always go to, but you stop on because you see something you like. Taji Sharp from UMass
What's
was on
his
one.
first name? What's his first name?
Tajay.
Ta-
Tajay.
okay.
Tajay Sharp. He was on one of those weird channels. I said, "Oh my God, let me watch UMass." So I watch and I watch and I eat, and I watch him when I eat.
Yes,
and Tajay
that's
Sharp.
surprising.
I know. And Tajay Sharp just screams all over the television. Look at me.
Dominates the field.
He just doesn't drop the ball.
Yeah.
He's amazing. This is a great pick for Marcus Mariota and the Titans. A great pick for their line because he's a quick guy, quick slants, sure-handed. I just think that he is Julian Edelman, a Cobb, a potential Sterling Shepard. Not that level, but a level below. And he could improve to that level.
So it's more of a wait and see project.
Yeah, he's going to get burned year one.
Okay.
He's going to get burned year one. So that's my last sleeper. Matt, any final closing thoughts?
I'm happy to be back, Joe.
I couldn't be
I'm
happier.
happy to be back. It's a beautiful day out. We maybe in the upcoming episodes we'll introduce the fans to the new aquatic center.
Your donations were appreciated, and we did use them, which we will
We
eventually show
upgraded
off.
our aquatic center like you would not believe.
You have no idea. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Follow us on social media, MG and the BOD, right?
MG and the BOD on Instagram, MG and the BOD on Twitter, MG and the BOD on Facebook. You can email us at mgandthebod@yahoo.com with any questions you have.
Any time of the night.
Any time of the night.
Anytime.
Yeah, we're not going to answer until next morning.
Right,
Any
but you
time
can
of
still
the day.
do it.
You can do it whenever you want. It's this new thing called the internet.
That's right.
Okay, so everybody's fantasy season is coming up. Email us questions. We'll answer them. Maybe we won't. You know, maybe you like our answers. Maybe you won't.
We don't care.
We don't really care.
We're going to let you know when the next show is. It'll be within the next 2 weeks. We promise. This is the start of season 2. And like always, folks, we definitely don't know everything.
However,
We definitely know more than you.
thanks for coming, folks. Welcome back.